Hello friends, I would like to share a very instructional middle game position with all of you today. And before I share my thoughts, I would like you to pause the video and think about the position. What does black want and what would you play if you were given the white pieces? In this position, black is generating the play on the queen side. With the next move, perhaps, black wants to install a knight on a beautiful outpost square on c4. Since majority of their army is on the queen side, they want to open it up perhaps to create weaknesses in the white's position and start creating some threats against our pawns, perhaps to start with the b2 pawn as a target. In the position when the center is blocked, both players must look for ways to counterattack each other on the flanks. And it's a very simple logic behind it. Usually, you can only play on the flank if you have achieved dominance over the center or the center is blocked. If you play on the flank and the center is blocked, your opponent cannot counterattack you in the most important part of the board, which is the center. It means that these flank attacks in these positions with the block center are without risk of getting under attack in the center. Which means that white, instead of defending the queen side, might be looking to attack on the other side of the board. White's bishops are beautiful looking at there, queen and knight are also close to the king side or on the king side as well. So instead of looking ways to prevent black's play on the queen side, what white can and should be doing in this position would be launch a flank attack. g4 would be the first move that would develop the initiative. It forces the bishop to g6, after which we can exchange the bishops and follow that up with another very interesting move. Bishop comes to the king side. The purpose of this move is to exchange the most loyal guard of the black's king at the moment and continue with the attack with knight g5 and f4 f5 or h4 h5. This was a real game and my opponent played bishop takes g5 in this position. If black played knight to c4, I was preparing to lift my king to the g2 square so that my rook could come to h1 and I continue opening up the king side. Bishop takes g5 happened, I took, and my opponent installed the knight on c4. From here, I continued with the h4, and now I have ideas like lifting up the king to g2, f4 f5, or h4 h5. My opponent tried to counterattack me on the queen side with doubling up on the c file. So I continued first to attack. It's clear that black misplayed this game, although black's moves were, I would say, very natural. Now, if they don't do anything, my plan is to take and bring the queen to the h file where I can threaten the combination of knight and queen, and the black's king would be in jeopardy. What happened in the game is my opponent took, and now I played a fancy move queen c2, which is threatening queen to h7 with the dangerous consequences for the black's king. After g6 I took on h5 and my opponent has resigned. I thought this was a very instructional game from a position with a blocked center, and it emphasizes on the importance of finding counterattack on the flank when we enter such a position. Instead of developing, counterattacking is usually the best defense if one has counterattacking choices. If you enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to my chess channel. You can also consider hiring me as your personal chess coach online. That is my full-time job. My contacts are on the bottom right. See you in the next video and stay healthy, my friends. Bye-bye.